Thank you for taking the time and tapping in with Stephanie. Now, on this episode, I just want to just kind of like, let's go over the year and just we made it. Okay, we have a few more days, but we're at the end of the year, and there's been so much. I'm just so thankful that I went through all the lessons I needed to go through because I'm looking for a brighter tomorrow. Not just a brighter new year, but just a brighter tomorrow because the lessons were lessening. You hear me? They were coming back to back, one after another. But the thing about learning your lessons is that you don't want to keep repeating the same thing over and over again, So I'm just grateful that um, it was it was a hard journey. Some lessons weren't as easy as I would like for them to be, but I had to learn them. And then I look over the years that it took me to learn certain lessons. And all the time I feel like I kind of didn't appreciate, and time goes. I mean, it passes us so quickly. We think we got all the time in the world. But my thing was, I was always so busy trying to help other people, helping rather whoever it was, my kids, or, you know, if I was in a relationship or whatever, whoever it was. I was just so focused on really trying to help them, or grandkids or whatever, and whoever, my kids, it didn't matter because my thing was always, I felt like always trying to pull out the best in somebody else instead of trying to elevate myself and pulling out the best that Stephanie could be. And but those were lessons and they had to be learned. In order to go to the next level, we have to learn certain lessons. And I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to finally learn a lot of lessons. And I'm in a good place. Um, you know, Christmas was so different for me this year. I'm used to having my kids around, or where I was always real big on the holidays. Always just I was that one, right? Just had to have family over, just doing things. But this year was just me, myself, and I. Of course, the Lord, but it was just so different. I didn't decorate, do all of that. I normally put out little flowers and do that because I like to the flowers of the season. So, that's just who I am. But as far as like all the other stuff, no. But it was the best Christmas that I ever really pretty much had. It was just to appreciate the peace that I had. No drama, because one thing about Christmas and buying all the gifts and stuff, it seemed like the more you buy, the more you didn't get. You know what I mean? It's like it's never enough, unfortunately. It's just never enough. You can never buy too many gifts. The only thing you be out of is money. But one thing about these holidays, if you notice when you go into the stores now, everything's up for Valentine's. Everybody's putting it's just a money kind of like that's just how everything is just set up. Just always just this is how these big companies make their money. It's just always keep some kind of activity going. It's this holiday, it's that holiday. Spend this, spend that. Keep up with the Joneses. Just but one thing about it is just that I'm just grateful. I love like certain holidays I really don't really participate in, but like some I do because I love like love. I'm a very loving person and I'm big on that, because God is love. So I have a lot of love in my heart, regardless of all the drama and all the things that I've been through. I know I don't look a lot like all the things that I've been through. I'm still standing. And most people that would experience the things that I've been through and I experienced, they wouldn't even be here today, probably. But I thank God that He made me the person I am and gave me the strength that I have. I am so very, very grateful. I am to that. And yeah, so we just have so much that we need to really be grateful for. But I'm very grateful for the lessons that I have learned and the experiences that I was allowed to go through. But I know one thing, and we have to always keep in mind that the things that we go through and the experiences that we have, it's not always for us, it's for someone else. And you made it to help them through that process. So, thanks again for tapping in with me. There's so much more that's going to come. I'm kind of debate, because I'm very creative, and because of that, I'm thinking about adding on a creativity page just to um, show my gifts and my talents to inspire someone else with theirs. But thanks again for tapping in with Stephanie. Don't forget to like and to share and subscribe, and leave me a comment of what you would like to